Hey guys, it's Smashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. And if it's your first time, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Today I come to you again from my garage working on yet another woodworking project. Today we're going to be making our very own DIY cornhole set. Now the inspo for this actually came from a cornhole set that I saw on Crate and Barrel, so I'll go ahead and insert a picture right here to give you an idea of what we're going to be looking for today. Alright, so we'll get into materials of what you're going to need just to start off building the cornhole set. So of course you'll need your wood. There's quite a few pieces that we have here, so we're just going to go ahead and put the measurements, flash them up on the screen for you guys right here, or right here is better. We'll flash them right here. Aside from the wood, you'll need your drill. We have some wood glue, trim screws, and then also bar clamps. Now if you guys watched how we made our photo ledge, you'll realize that this is a lot of repeat materials. So we'll go ahead and get started. Now that all of our wood is already cut, now it's time for assembling the main piece of the cornhole board. We've already done one and put that aside. We're going to start on this one. So first thing that you do, you want to grab your wood glue, and very similarly to how we did in the photo ledge video, we're just going to run the glue along the side, and then we're going to put the top plank on top of it and then hold it down with some clamps so that we can screw it in. Once held down with the bar clamps, we're going to grab our drill with the drill bit. We're going to make 3 holes, so 2 on the side, 1 down the middle, and that'll prep us for the trim screws we're going to stick in here. Alright, so we went ahead and just flipped it upside down so we could put the end caps on. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to do the same steps. So wood glue, and then we're going to screw it in from the sides. And wood glue at the bottom. I'm going to shimmy this in place. One side done, finally, we're going to flip it and do it on the other side as well. Now that I look like a mad scientist, we can go ahead and start sanding down each of the boards. I just went ahead and put on apron, sunglasses, gloves, and we have our handy dandy sandpaper. So we want to make sure before we stain these that they're nice and smooth around the edges and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now that these are completely sanded down, we're going to go ahead and just wipe away the excess dust and prepare to put the hole on the top of the board. We pulled out the measuring tape, we have a pen, our drill, and then what is this called? A hole drill. So what we're going to do is measure out the middle and then 9 inches down, and that's where we're going to drill the hole for our cornhole boards. After much trial and error, we finally got the hole at the top of the board. We're going to go ahead and grab our sandpaper, and we're just going to sand around the hole we just made. It is many days later. We got rained out of our garage the last couple of days, but we are back and ready to pick up where we left off. So to continue our cornhole boards, the next piece that we're really going to tackle are the legs. So these are cut down to 12¼ inches. Right? And on one side we have a 25-degree angle. We have a miter saw at home, so we were able to cut that here. And then we just took the top and we cut off the corners, and we're going to try to round this out with some sandpaper. This is going to be the part that kind of goes up and down, so we want to make sure it's as round as possible. So put on your gloves, get ready for some sanding. Rain's ready. Our legs are all completely sanded down, so they're just a little bit rounded at the top here. Of course, we couldn't get it perfect. We don't have a real life sander, and we're doing it all by hand, but maybe for the next video we will. The next piece that we're going to do is to actually drill the holes on the side where we're going to be putting our screws, our bolts, and our nuts so that we can attach the legs. We're just gonna make the hole placement for now because we want to stain the legs along with the boards before we attach. I just wanted to bring the leg a little bit closer to you guys so you can actually see where we're making the markings. So what he's gonna do is measure 1 3/4 of an inch down and then 1 3/4 of an inch across, and we're gonna make an X. That's where we're gonna get the drill bit to make the hole through the leg. So X marks the spot. Now that we have the marks on where the holes are going to go in the legs, we also need to mark on the board itself where the holes are going to go. So what we're doing is, this is the top of the board, and we're just measuring 1/2 inch down and making a mark there. Now, time for my favorite part. There is a 1/2 inch drill bit at the top of this drill, and this is what we're going to use to drill the holes on the board as well as on the legs. So you're going to place the leg right at that 1/2 inch mark that we made, and you just chuck a little piece of cardboard underneath the leg as a spacer. The clamps will keep it in place because we're actually going to drill the hole all the way through the leg and the side of the board at the same time. We went ahead and cleared the station. Now we can get into my favorite part, which is going to be the staining. So we use the same Varathane brand like we did in the photo ledge video, but I decided to use a different color for this design. This color is Summer Oak. To stain, as always, you just need old rag or something like that, and this is what we're going to use to pick up the stain and kind of wipe it on and off the actual brush. We already have one board already completely taped up and ready for spray painting. We are going to be spray painting these matte black, and like I mentioned earlier, we found the design with a cornhole set that was actually on Crate and Barrel online, and we're following something similar. So what we have to do on this board is just measure out exactly where we're going to put our frogs tape. So we have our tape here, we have a couple different rulers, and then just a pen to make some marks so we make sure that our lines are nice and clean and straight and all those good things. So the first thing that we did was measure 5 inches inward from the side of the board, and that's where we're going to put our first layer of tape. That's going to be this guy right here. Now that you've made all your tick marks, we're just going to take our frogs tape and we're going to be putting it on the outside of those marks we just made. Next up from here, so we did 5 inches, we laid down our first piece of frog tape. What we're going to do is measure from the outside of that frog's tape 1 more inch, and we're going to lay down another layer of tape. So we're going to do 1 inch tick marks all the way down the board. And then same thing, you want to put your frog's tape on the outside of the tick marks, so closest to the actual hole at the top. We're essentially going to copy and paste those same measurements on the other side of the board. Then last but not least, we just have to fill in the middle with some more frogs tape because we want to keep this the stained wood color, and then spray paint the rest. Essentially, everything that is taped up is still going to be the stained wood. Everything that is currently the stained wood is going to be spray painted matte black. So we're going to go ahead, grab our spray paint, and go get this done.
The next step is we're going to install our legs. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is, because we used a 1/2 inch bit drill to drill a hole in it, we're going to use a 1/2 inch bolt that is about 5 inches long. Okay, also we're going to need is 2 washers and 2 nuts. So the first step is, of course, you insert your bolt. Next is your first washer, leg, next washer. Then you're gonna take your 2 nuts and you're gonna insert the first one. The second one is mostly for security, to make sure the first one doesn't come out. Just like that, got our legs.
Now that our legs are assembled, the boards are completely done, and the bean bags are the last piece of the puzzle. We actually went ahead and just picked these up at Target. I'll make sure to link it in the description box for you guys below. We thank you guys for joining us for another video. Please let us know in the comment section below how you think we did. As always, remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you guys in the next video.